Hello. Uh, After so long, I'm kind of like recording this video artifact. Like so long means after very long. It's been almost like maybe 2 3 year. I haven't been kind of like record video artifact. Okay, yeah, and uh, and it kind of like a feel little bit of awkward in kind of like couple of senses, but I'm not really sure. The problem is that key audio. I'm not really sure regarding about how the audio should supposed to be recorded because the mic is little bit far away from me, so that's why. Because usually when I record artifact, I kind of like record like this. I kind of like then I talk and things and that. So basically, the distance between my mouth and mic is kind of like a far more closer. But in this particular context, there is a mic is kind of like a little bit 2 feet away, probably. Yeah, 2 feet away. But I think this phone is kind of like handle that much very well. By the way, is this thing that usually during this harsh sunlight, it was kind of like a bit more tricky for mobile phone to record because it get warm. Like basically when the recording is actually happened, it kind of like a warm in itself, and the temperature is kind of like a suddenly became even more hotter. So I don't know, will this mobile will kind of like assembly handle that kind of like hotness or things or that. I'm not really sure. But by the way, this can handle it. It's not really that key. It can lose this thing. I'm actually thinking that should I supposed to be continue this artifact in video, because I think that I should supposed to be continue this artifact in video format um, because the spaces doesn't really matter. Like basically is this thing one of the biggest issue that I have to kind of like record audio artifact in video format is because of the space. I don't really have that much amount of space. Okay, yeah. I have hard disk, but I am not kind of like somebody completely depend on that because it's not really good. It's a kind of like completely messy. Might be I kind of like somebody corrupt the file and probably it's just gone because it happened multiple times. But a good thing is that I'm actually kind of like upload those artifact on a YouTube platform directly. So it's a kind of like a really good. It's not really that kind of like a somebody problem with the storage thing. But there is also another problem is that editing. Okay, yeah, exporting, and it's kind of like a things because this is the video, and usually I kind of like a record video for almost like a 30 minute. Okay, yeah, so 30 minutes is a kind of like a very long time. It's a very long thing, and probably like there are multiple factors are responsible for that. There is a phone will not gonna warm, the battery should supposed to be efficient, then kind of like a something the recording should supposed to be happen, the audio is very much essential, it should supposed to be recorded properly because it kind of like capture everything, it capture the kind of like a sound of this and that and that. So I'm not really sure should I supposed to be continue this thing kind of like a video artifact, but I have to be somewhere something I have to be. It's so much warm, by the way. Let me just sit here. Okay. This is good. This is kind of like a really good. I'm in the center of the frame, not getting that much kind of like a something heat and things, but this is. But the bigger problem is that audio. Yeah, I should supposed to be close to the kind of like camera, so that audio should supposed to be recorded properly. All right, yeah, I am a little bit of kind of like a something hesitate, not hesitate that much, but something that like I'm actually doing artifact for a very long period of time, specifically video artifact. So yeah, I haven't really even started the artifact. All right, so hello, this is my artifact episode number 3760 68 something, 68 or 69, I'm not really sure. Yeah, somewhat I will gonna rename that thing. Today's date is December 20, 2025, and it's been almost like a morning at 9:19 a.m. All right, should we jump into the question? Let's go. By the way, this is my mother's phone. Okay, yeah, this is my phone. Okay, I have to be figure it out the kind of like somebody like ask the questions or that things and that. All right, the question is, what if luck was a skill you could able to learn? What if luck is kind of like a something a skill that you able to be learn? Okay, so can luck able to be supposed to be a skill? Can luck should supposed to be able to learn? I don't know why. I am kind of like a suddenly this thing a little bit of that key hesitation, because I'm like one of the kind of like the biggest thing is actually happen is that I'm kind of like a recording artifact in video format, and after so long time, so uh, it's a something that na ki I'm kind of like a somebody reluctant at the moment, but I wanted to ask the question to myself this. Like I'm kind of like suddenly just mesmerizing myself that how do I supposed to look on the frame and things and that. Like should I show my screen? Should I show my body? Should I? Okay, like basically after so long period of time, I'm kind of like somebody doing this video now. So I wanted to show like who, like what am I? Like how do I look? Like basically for my point of perspective. Okay, yeah. So this is my look, huh? Okay. I'm not in the getting end at front. This is the wall. This is the kind of something. I don't know why. Okay. I'm just kind of like admiring the frame. That how do I supposed to look like that? Should I supposed to stay like here so that 1/3 of rule, so that I would be talking and things that, or should I kind of like things like that? I don't know. I'm just admiring the frame probably. All right. Okay, jump back to the question. The question is that what if the skills can you able to be learned? Okay, sorry. What if the what if the luck? Wait, let me get it question first. Okay, what exactly is this thing? Okay, what if luck was a skill you could learn? Okay, so can luck is a skill? Well, luck is a not a skill. Okay, and why am I saying this thing? Why the luck is not a skill? Because that ki, a skill should supposed to be control. Luck is the thing that we cannot control. Example. Okay, yeah. So is this thing that ki, if I kind of like simply play the chess. Okay, if I know the chess, if I know kind of like a what kind of like assembly stuff it should supposed to be do and things and that, so I'm gonna play. This is my skill to learn. This is my skill to kind of like play the chess, because I knew the chess and things and that and that. Okay, yeah. So this is my skill, and skill should supposed to be improved throughout the time. But luck is not. Okay, and why is that? Because luck is, how do you supposed to control the luck? You cannot able to control the luck. Like luck means what na ki luck is kind of like a something happened unexpectedly, and okay, it's very hard to explain, but let me try to explain as simple as possible as it can. Okay, so imagine that ki you are kind of like somebody driving a car or driving a kind of like somebody bike, or okay, and suddenly somehow you are luckily saved by the accident, like something accident happened and you are kind of like a luckily saved. Now how is that thing actually happen? I'm not really sure. How do you supposed to control that thing? How do you supposed to control this particular this luck? It's very hard to determine na. Like luck is not able to be like luck is cannot able to control. We can't control the luck. Okay, yeah, a skills can be able to control, a kind of like a some sort of skills that we learn and we could kind of like somebody became better at it, but the luck is not. And I don't know how do I supposed to explain this thing. Luck is actually happened very very like a very like there is one character that I kind of like imagine at the moment. uh X-Men. I couple of year ago I was kind of like watch a movie named X-Men, sorry, Deadpool versus Cable. Deadpool versus Cable. Deadpool 2, by the way. Deadpool 2. Okay, yeah. In the Deadpool 2, there is a girl who has a kind of like a power of luck. Okay, yeah. And basically is this thing that he like the power of luck means she have the kind of like that power, that kind of like have luck, means like that whatever she wanted to do, luck is always with her. So she always kind of like a getting something, uh I don't know, it's a very hard to explain the power of her, like her power is a luck, and it's very hard to explain regarding about that key. It's yeah, it's very, I don't know how I'm supposed to explain this thing. It's a kind of like a things that na ki you are wanted to fight a kind of like a somebody juggernaut, and you don't really have weapon, and suddenly that weapon came to you without having any reason. Whoa, why is that thing? I don't know. Okay, yeah. Or maybe you are kind of like a falling from 200 feet, and basically is this thing, if you fall obviously you will gonna die, but suddenly there is a kind of like a balloon came under her and she kind of like a save. It's a very like a weird in itself, but kind of like a something weird, but I don't know why am I kind of like a bit really hesitant right now. Like I am not a kind of like a something like a recording artifact properly. And why is that? Because I think that na ki it's like this medium is very much not so familiar, or very much not so kind of like a something just it bit little bit of awkward to me. Yeah, why is that? Because my focus is actually diverted on so many things. Like first of all the audio, like am I edible, or am I audible or not, is the one thing. Another thing is that there is a lot of stuff is actually kind of like a something hearing right now, this that something, and and kind of like simply when I try to look at it's, I don't know, yeah, dude. I just don't feel like that ki video it should supposed to be kind of like a simply way to record the artifact. And why is that? Because the most of the time you are kind of like admiring yourself, that how do you supposed to look on the frame, and kind of like a simply forget that what you wanted to be talk. And basically I built this artifact is because of I wanted to express myself and things that, and kind of like this video artifact is kind of like a something just not letting me to express myself, because most of the time when I looked at myself in this selfie camera, I just I just try to admire myself. I just trying to look that how do I supposed to look and things, and that's a very weird thing. It's not weird by the way, but but dude, it's not weird. It's not wrong. It's a kind of like a thing is that na it's a, like basically when you first time you have a experience about something, you feel little bit of awkward. You feel little bit of something that different, and as a human we are kind of like a things that na ki we are very we are not really good at consuming a different thing. Okay, we are literally like our mind is always are wanted to be live in comfort zone. Okay, yeah, always wanted to live in comfort zone. And when we try to remove that comfort zone, and when we try to do something different, our mind is kind of like simply not adjusting that thing. And this is what kind of like happening to me right now, because I'm kind of like a bit really comfortable to record artifact or audio artifact like this. I'm kind of like simply holding my mobile phone and kind of like a record and things like that. So I am kind of like a, I'm not really aware of anything. I'm just kind of like a focusing on the things that I would be the same. But in this particular context I am kind of like a simply focusing on how do I supposed to look on the frame. Am I kind of like in the frame or not? Am I audible or not? I'm kind of like a worrying about lot of stuff as compared to the kind of like the stuff that I wanted to say. That's why I'm not kind of like a giving it much like I'm not a kind of like a, explaining it that much properly. But there is also another thing that I kind of like felt very differently is that ki because of this video artifact I kind of like a something that ki um, something that ki I'm just understanding the things. Like basically this is the stuff that I could feel that I am doing it. That like basically it's this thing that ki I record artifact for almost like a half an hour or things like that. But I don't really feel that I kind of like did something. But when I video play, when I kind of like press the record and kind of like a record artifact for half an hour or something amount of time, I feel like that I did something. I did something, and that's the kind of like some beauty of it. Yeah, like basically is this thing now. First of all, let's just ask this question to myself first. Do you really require to record video artifact? Like let's just forget this question. Okay, like I asked the question regarding about can able to be kind of like a luck should supposed to be learn and things like that. Let's forget that thing. Let's continue this video artifact first. Let's continue this thing. Okay, yeah. Should I continue this video artifact? uh, I wanted to be continue this video artifact. Why do you want to be continue this video artifact? I think that na ki it's a kind of like a thing that na I like this is the first time like like after so many year I kind of like suddenly record this video artifact episode. Okay, yeah, and it kind of like a little bit bother to me today. Tomorrow I might not that bother. Okay, yeah, tomorrow I will gonna record and things like that, because is this thing that ki, as I mentioned that our brain is not able to be kind of like a simply handle new thing. Okay, yeah, it takes time, and I think that I need a little bit of time. But for this particular purposes, I think that I should supposed to continue video artifact episode at least like a day. During the night I cannot able to do this thing, but during the day I could able to do this thing. During the day I have kind of like a light source. Okay, yeah, audio is really good. It's not really that kind of like a problem. Audio is really good. Storage is not also problem too, because I'm actually uploading those artifacts on the video on the YouTube platform, so it is not really good. It's not really that bad too. Okay, yeah, and yeah, like the one of the biggest problem is that I just wanted to be comfortable. Okay, yeah, so being more comfortable through the video artifact episode, then it would be kind of like a really good to be kind of like a record the video artifact episode. But is this thing that why are you doing this thing? Why not kind of like some audio artifact episode is good enough na? You can express yourself very much deeply regarding about everything and stuff like that. So why not you do audio artifact? Like audio artifact episode, yeah, I'm kind of like doing audio artifact episode, but it's it's something that na ki, I think that it's really essential to have a little bit of changes. Okay, yeah, audio artifact is kind of like a good in its own position, but I think I have to be kind of like a do the video artifact for for the kind of like understanding things. If I'm not really comfortable, like basically let me do this for a week. Okay, if I'm not really comfortable, then I will gonna switch to the audio. Okay, yeah, but till this time I have to be continue this video artifact. Let me figure it out. Let me kind of like somebody let me kind of like somebody do this thing. Let me, yeah, so that I will gonna properly gonna do this thing. All right, yeah. So should I end this artifact at the moment? Well, yeah, first of all is that I didn't really give the answer very much properly. The answer is that what if the kind of like somebody luck should supposed to be learned? What if we could imagine that particular world where we should supposed to be learn a luck? Like I don't know, dude. Yeah, it's something that na ki probably is this thing. I don't know. It's a kind of like a thing that I wanted to kind of like a think about the all the possible sources that what if luck can able to be learned. But as a humanity, as a human, I think that na ki something that we cannot able to be do, and we should supposed to be respect that. Okay, yeah, because like let me tell you one thing na, like human mind are always made in a such a way that we are meant to be kind of like a do this and do that and do that and do that and do that and do that, and basically whatever the kind of like a resistance that we have, we always kind of like a something always kind of like a face that resistance upfront and solve the problem. Okay, but as a humanity, as a human, we are also a part of bigger thing, a planet and things like that. And I think that na ki something that we cannot able to be learn, or cannot able to kind of like a improve on that thing, and we should supposed to be respect that thing. It's not that ki kind of like a something that humans are not credible enough to kind of like a learn the luck. No, it's a kind of like a thing is that na ki luck are the things that we cannot able to be controlled. Okay, yeah, it comes with a various kind of like a something, various kind of like a something, something like that ki permutation and combination and things, and that it kind of like comes with a very different shapes and size and things like that. So probably is this thing that ki it's not meant to be kind of like a learn the luck. It's something that na ki we should supposed to be accept that ki luck are meant to be happen naturally or something that a kind of like a simply force that we don't really understand. We know that it's a kind of like a luck, but we are not really sure what is exactly is this thing. So I think that now this is what it is. Okay, yeah. But what if we could imagine that ki, what if we could kind of like somebody supposed to be learn in luck means what? Well, basically is this thing learning a luck means what? Like a learning a luck means like that ki you are kind of like a reducing the chances of luck and kind of like a controlling more of stuff. Example is this thing that ki I am not a good driver. I am not a kind of like a really good racing driver, and suddenly someone kind of like a put me on behind the wheel. Will I able to win that race? Well, definitely not. Will I able to survive in that race? Also, I'm not really sure about that. Why? Because of that ki I am not really good at driver. Like I am kind of like a driving, but I'm not really a racer driver. Okay, yeah. And obviously is this thing a race are always been chaos in this particular situation, and I don't know how do I supposed to handle that chaos and things like that. So I am completely unaware of situation what will gonna happen in the future and what will gonna happen in that particular race and things like that. So basically is this thing for me, and can kind of like simply how much chances do I have to win that race is almost like a nothing really at all. Yeah, nothing really at all. I don't really have a chances to kind of like a win. But if I wanted to win that race, okay, yeah, then probably who is actually kind of like who is actually win that race? Like, did I win the race or by luck I win the race? That's a kind of like a something the question that it comes. Okay, yeah, by or like basically is this thing na ki I cannot able to be drive the car. I didn't really kind of like went into the race and nothing really at all. This is the first time I kind of like experiencing as a race and things and that. And unfortunately, at the end, I win the race is because of the luck, right? Yeah. So so basically, is this thing the whatever the achievement that I did is kind of like based on the luck, but you can reduce that kind of like a luck by kind of like somebody being good at driving. If I'm really good at driving or things and that, then probably I will not gonna kind of like a something rely on luck that much. I will kind of like a something focus on my driving as much as I could. Okay, yeah, so that it would reduce the chances of kind of like a luck and kind of like a somebody it increase the chances of kind of like my effort, my skills and things and that. Okay, yeah. So in this particular context, I am kind of like a somebody kind of like a somebody learning a luck probably. But because luck is not a kind of like a somebody rely on one thing. It's not like as I mentioned, luck is a kind of like a some millions and trillions of kind of like a combinations and things and that you cannot able to be learn all those things, but you can be a kind of like a somebody really skillful in that particular job that you don't really require any kind of like a luck. Like basically you are kind of like a really good at driving or things like that, then probably you don't really require a kind of like a luck to kind of like a things and that. But still it's a very complex system. Okay, yeah. You cannot like a luck is not have a kind of like a specific criteria. It's not. Luck is a very unique in its own. As I mentioned, it has a kind of like millions and trillions of combinations and things in more than that too. So so luck is not meant to be learned probably. I think this is kind of like some answer that I might think it would be. All right, so this is it. I should supposed to be end here. I don't know, I'm kind of like a bit really uncomfortable while kind of like a recording, but right now I am like after 24 minutes I'm kind of like a bit really good at kind of like delivering the stuff that I could. I think that now I'm gonna continue for a week. I have to be kind of figure it out that am I able to kind of like continue this artifact in a in a video format. If I able to do this thing, I'm gonna continue. Okay, yeah. And yeah, this is it, and thank you.